She really made me think too. Like, he asked her, I thought this was a terrific question. Do you think you should be as big as Kim Kardashian? And she said, yeah.
That's where I was like, well, I mean, and then she did have examples where they used to tote me out and put me next to Kim. And
I
was
think that's
like,
true. I think they used her to help Kim. I agree. That's where I totally agree. But wait, why do you think, because she got some backlash for that, why do you think she shouldn't be as big as Kim?
I mean, I'm an apologist for the Kardashians. No shade to Nene. Look, it's not a yes. Again, when people say you did this, that was 10 years ago. I don't believe in like, who cares if Bethany said this about Aviva's text? Who cares if you were an assistant and now you're the SVP? To me, it's like, I don't care what people say about the Kardashians. We're not 5 years into it. We're not 7. We're like 20 years into this. Every single person that talks about interviewing Kim Kardashian, working with her, she has an interview and she's doing press at 11 a.m. At 10:55, she walks into the room with 30 other people. There's no drama or hello. They are all around her. Hair, makeup, at 10:59, the whole glam squad is done. They vanish, and Kim turns and says, hello, I'm here for the 11 o'clock. You need your sound bites because you need to get your headline like David Yontef and Sarah Fraser. You're about to ask 3 questions. She gives you the sound bite. She knows just what she's doing. She's like thinking this will make page 6 for you. So are we done here? Great. It's a pleasure to see you. Next. She is a professional. She knows how to do it on the carpet. In an interview, she knows how to give you your sound bites. She gets it. You don't care. You want your sound bite. Great. You got it. I got my thing. I promoted it. Time on. Skims. She shows up. She works. They are professionals. It's not even, so she is a true, I believe, wakes up and just works and is it's work. It's really work. Now, granted, her job is also, I'm going to go to my daughter's basketball game or whatever it is. And yes, you actually are not misreading that I have the latest croc. It's 150,000. It's very rare. It's Hermes. And you're taking a picture of me. That's why Hermes sent it to me. So now they sold 10 more, like it's a whole, everything she does is a business. And I fucking love it. Do I think emotional wreck up and down and all around and bloopy, bloopy, bloop, Nene Leakes can wake up and run that tight of business? I do not. No offense to Nene. No offense to Carlos. No offense to the Housewives. No. Nene is not a buttoned up business person like Kim Kardashian. And that is why she should not be Kim Kardashian. Whew, got me riled up at the end. Wow. She is a mess. Nene will show up for the business meeting when she gets there, and it will be what it is. And bloopy, bloopy, bloppy, bloppy, blip. She's great at what she does, but no, she is not Kim. Love her or hate her, Kim works. That is why she is where she is. Yes, it started with whatever. We're way past that now. And the whole family works like that. You don't just build $1 billion empire just because you're fabulous and have a big ass. No. And everybody that works with a card, I've heard just nothing from interviews.
I've heard great things. I've actually heard amazing things like and they're incredibly loyal once you become friendly with them.
She's not doing drugs. She's not out like drunk. She'll go out, have like a little sip and be like, I got to go to bed. I have to get up tomorrow morning. Who's telling her to take the fucking baby bar and the real?
It's so interesting. I said I thought she should be. It's funny. I like your take. Different take, which is I feel like Nene. To me, Kim. Why Kim has been so successful is yes, Kim, one Kim, but also Chris. But she was like. It's almost like she's been set up for it. Her dad being around Hollywood. It was almost like the timing, was perfect. There was a lot of things that fell into place that I feel like Nene didn't have because Nene probably always in the back of her head knew she wanted to be a star. But she gets older, she gets this opportunity, but she doesn't have, I think it's the people around you. See, Chris had all the practice, right? Because Chris really ran the, what is it? Almost the first rehearsal with Caitlyn who was Bruce at the time, right? She took Bruiser when Bruiser came back from being an Olympian and nobody wanted Bruiser. And she turned Bruiser into a big time speaker. Well, none of us cared. We were little. No one gave a shit about Bruce, but corporate did. And she worked out all the kinks with Bruce or Caitlyn. And then when Kim and the kids came around, she already knew the things. And I think for Nene, it's like, damn, when she said that, I was like, God, there's so many factors that go into making a person long-term famous, right? And Beyonce had this too with Matthew Knowles, her father, very good business person. And Matthew Knowles had studied Matthew, so I feel for
Nene. It is the people around you. Yeah.
You see, Greg, they were ordinary people. They didn't know the business. They didn't have like that person, that business manager.
But even Bethany is not. I mean, Kim Kardashian is bigger than Paris Hilton will ever be. I mean, the Kardashians are it.
Yeah, but
love them or hate them. They are just huge. Yeah, they had a great team around them. But I mean, why should Nene be that? She's the most, I mean, what about Snooki? What about, I mean, we could go down, what about Spencer Pratt?
I think that, Beyonce and Kim and Taylor Swift, I think you're looking at people that
they work.
Yeah. But I think they have people around them that we don't see that like were in the wings for a long time that had a lot of skills.
Let me tell you something.
Anyway,
when I say nobody is bigger than the Kardashians, as far as just like,
they're enormous.
Money, star power, headlines, international, I might be giving a footnote because the only person I can think of right now who's equal is that Taylor Swift. I mean, this is like she had like 40 celebrities night one in LA. Like Taylor is just breaking every record. Forget Madonna, forget Rihanna. I mean, Taylor is just, I almost didn't understand how big it was until I started checking with like people that are in the industry and they're like, why are you comparing her to Madonna? She's bigger than Madonna would ever be. I'm like, what? My queen? Like, no, they're like, you're lost, David. Like, you don't realize how big this tour is and like what this is doing.
I don't care. All our people can hate me. Taylor Swift is the Michael Jackson of this generation.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
I don't even love her music. It's not even like I'm a fan, but I'm not.
I'll tell you, my miscarriage and Taylor Swift's concert, the Eras tour, has made me reevaluate. I hate to tell you that.
No, sorry.
I might be quitting. It's made me really assess like what Taylor Swift gives to people, that experience. I'm like, I want to do that. Maybe not ever I'm sure not ever on that scale, but I want to give that experience to people with what I do for work because she is
really. Would you like to give that experience? That's well, that's a very lofty goal, Sarah. I'm glad that's the goal.
Look, I'm not going to be playing to 75,000 people. I realize that, but she has made me reassess. I mean, what she does for people, it's so much bigger than it's truly magical. It's honestly like if that doesn't make you believe in a higher power, I mean, that person.
And don't get me wrong, Beyonce's tour is killing it. It's huge, but I mean, this is, I think, possibly it's the biggest concert. Like this Eras tour they just added all these more dates. I mean, it's going? Like,
by the way, I kind of want to go. Actually, we should see. Isn't she adding LA dates?
And you know who was just there? Who was just. I love how like Jenny Garth from 90210. She had to buy the seats. She was backstage, but in like the VIP, we saw our good friend from Homeless Not Toothless, the one, the only Paula Abdul. Hola. And who is she hanging out with in the VIP area? Mr. Kennedy, his girlfriend, Miss Sheena Shea. They were all at Taylor, and they were in the not like VIP, but they were in the pretty. I'm like, wow, the Vander kids are getting, this is good for them. Good for them. So there you go. So who knew DJ James Kennedy was such a Taylor fan?
Okay, would you go? By the way, we should get tickets because I think she's added more nights in Los Angeles for the fall.
All right, let's look into that, girl. Let me add that to the list of things to do today. We'll do a dinner.
I'll take, instead of spending the $2,000 to go to BravoCon on VIP tickets, I think I'd rather go see Taylor. Honestly,
and by the way, as we wrap up, the second where they released more tickets, so I guess you've just bowed out gracefully. You're not trying for BravoCon anymore.
No, I'm still on the wait list for VIP. I don't want to go. If I don't get, no offense, but we're doing this for our fans. Like unless I get a VIP ticket, I'm not going to go because I want to give you guys like the real deal of like meeting people and stuff like that. I don't need to go for regular admission, but I'm on the wait list. I've given my, you have to put your credit card info in. So they just charge you if you get a ticket. And I have not gotten a ticket.
And we'll cover it regardless, guys, even though we're not going to be there. You know what I think? And I almost did this last year. I mean, not really. I have a lot of thoughts in my mind, and I tell everyone, please cancel me. Please cancel me, because I got my next 5 businesses lined up. I think when she's done with the strike, and Bethany's not the right one to do this. She's not interested. But I think like a Nene or somebody should do an anti-BravoCon. And you cannot call it that, but go to Vegas. I mean, listen, this would make a ton of money. This is my idea that I would have done, but I will never do this. I do not have the time or energy. You mean to tell me if all these people that are not getting tickets for $1,500 or $2,500 for the VIP and what's $500 for the regular? Well, guess what? I'm going to charge you $200 for the regular, and I'm going to charge you $950 for the VIP. Everyone who doesn't get into BravoCon, guess what? You're going to another con, and you know who's going to be there? Kim D, Bethany Frankel, Nene Leakes, Jesus Jugs Bellino, Anna from Miami. Who else? Carol Raswell will be there. Everyone who's not on a current Bravo show. We'll have the whole cast of Ladies of London except Stanberry. We'll have Rachel Zoe, Patty Stanger. You mean to tell me if the prices were almost half or significantly less, and everyone who couldn't get into BravoCon, it was the same. It doesn't even have to be Vegas. Choose a totally different location the same weekend. I guarantee you, whoever puts that together, and you're not going to be able to call it anything with Bravo, you mean to tell me that person, that all those people are not going to make tons of money? I guarantee you every listener right now is screaming at their radios or wherever the fuck you're listening to this, in your car, at the gym. That would sell out so well. You could have Jacqueline Lorita. You can have
oh my God, you can have a huge list. Like everybody, so many people.
Tabitha Coffey, Jonathan Anton. We can keep going. You could actually even have Paula Abdul and Kathy Griffin.